Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
All right, you guys set up and ready?
Audio Jungle.
3, 2, 1, go!
Audio Jungle.
Hello gamers, welcome back to Clash of Cronies. I am your host, Carter Pierce, with the Wacom Experience Center in Portland, Oregon. If you haven't been, it's a beautiful space. It's the ground level of the North American headquarters for Wacom, and we are a showroom, a creative workspace, and a chill spot to hang out. Typically open 6 days a week from 11 to 6 p.m. That is not the case, as we are still doing some precautionary measures and keeping our doors closed for the time being, but keep an eye out for the day we reopen. Yeah, welcome. We're going to be getting into some After Effects. We're going to be in Photoshop a little more today. I am continuing this series. If it's your first time here, I've been doing an ongoing kind of like battle series where I draw two characters and they're kind of, fantasy themed, and they do battle with each other. And the cool part, in my opinion, is we post like polls on our Twitter and Instagram, and people say which one they want to win, and then they move on in the tournament bracket, and it decides the outcome of the battle. So we are continuing that series today, and right now we are towards the tail end of it. We're in the semifinals. So after this, we'll be getting into the final match, which will be fun. So yeah, we're getting a little more ambitious as we go along with these, just to kind of stretch it out. I don't have any other big plans after this series ends quite yet, so I'm just sort of trying to ride this out a little longer. But I've been having fun with it, so it's been a good journey. Yeah, let's take a look at what I have going on. Some bones. Some chicken bones. Yep. You'll see. You'll all see. I have a plan. So, hey Todd, how's it going? It is nice, Christopher. Because it's going to be the body of this big nasty guy. So last time around we drew some of this. I kind of finished it off. I actually am going more with like lizard, or no, sorry, not lizard. I'm going with like a bird skull. So, because I was thinking about it, I was like, okay, lizards crawl on the ground And I want this thing to kind of be like in the clouds, so it's going to be this like giant bird, flightless bird that they're fighting within, that's like also walking, and it's got its head kind of up in the stratosphere, I suppose. So I'm going to do kind of like this like test with how this scene is going to work out. Yeah, it is getting weird, which it took me long enough to like get weird with it. I feel like I was doing some really like vanilla fantasy stuff before. Not all of it, but you know, I'm letting loose a little bit here. And so yeah, I'm going to kind of test out this scene to make sure it works. Basically what the plan is like, it's going to do kind of an establishing shot where it shows this birdo from the distance, kind of walking along this like landscape scene, and then the camera is going to be kind of zooming in, and then like a cloud is going to pass in front of the camera, and when that cloud is passing in front of the camera, that's when I'm going to kind of like cheat and zoom in further to this arena. So because we were trying to work out like how with doing this like raster image, for it to be able to zoom in all the way to this body and then have enough resolution to show more characters at detail, it would need to be a very large image that would probably make my computer overheat, and like the soldering on the motherboard would like come undone, and it would be a nightmare. That's how computers work, in case you didn't know. And so, yeah, I'm going to kind of cheat it with this little smaller drawing of the large flightless bird walking thing, and then it's going to be good. So the other thing I'm going to do is I'm not going to spend as much time as I normally would like rendering all this stuff. Rendering as in like painting. Because I learned with my last one, I had this like boat and it was on waves and it had like these big sails, and I spent a bunch of time painting it. And when I got around to actually animating it, like the sails were like in the way of things, and I spent a bunch of time on them. And so I had to like erase them and redo them. So I figure I can just like animate a sketch and then go and refine it if need be. So it's the advantage of being the animator and the illustrator, is I get to kind of go back and forth versus just getting handed an illustration and as the animator or the motion designer having to like grapple with it. So that is the big plan. Get drawing on this birdo. Hope everyone is doing phenomenal today. Sorry, despite it being a little smoky in Portland, it's pretty nice out. Went on a little walk earlier. Okay. Let's see. All right. My face disappears when I start drawing. Oh, like I get close to the screen, like I hunch over, or does it like the video drop? I'll turn my camera. I hunch out of frame. Yeah, it's true. All right, I'll stay upright. I need the Cintiq just like here. I should try to put it on this big arm that doesn't work for the microphone. I don't think it would work for my Cintiq either. All right. There's that posture check. Very nice. Just in time. Yeah, maybe I should. No. Where was I looking at? Okay. Last thing I want to draw for these bird bones is some kind of little chicken wing. But it's gonna be cool because it's gonna be like a scythe. I'm trying to like half do bones, but also like make it kind of look like the main drawing, like this kind of weird circular shapes. So if there are any ornithologists in the chat today watching the stream, you know, they'll be disappointed, I'm sure. It's not anatomically correct. I'm winging it. Haha. I'm doing that for Christopher and for Todd, the pun masters. Yeah, I know. I started the puns. I opened Pandora's box. And I immediately am regretting it now. Puntober. I like that. That's what you should do, Christopher. It's not too late to switch over from Cheesetober. Boom. It's like a H.R. Geiger chicken. Pretty stoked on it. Dorito emoji. It's lovely. Alright. This is it. This will definitely need to be refined, but I'm not going to waste time on that right now. I think the other thing I should do real quick is lay out a little like rough landscape. What's the best chip? I mean, it's hard. There's like many categories. What's the best tortilla chip? How about that? Or the best potato chip. Either one. I'm pretty big on Juanitas for a tortilla chip. It's got a little grease to it, which is nice. Yeah. You can't beat Ruffles. It's true. Ruffle. Sorry, kettle chips. I do like there's like a peppercini kettle chip. It's pretty nice. I like that one. Yeah. That is true. Roast beef chips by Arby's. Okay, so let me one thing that's nice that I learned about Photoshop to After Effects, just with layers, is like After Effects will recognize like a group. So I'm gonna call this Geiger chicken. So I could put that in a folder and it will come in and still have all the layers, but it will actually like also have like a kind of a pre-comp made for it already, which is nice. I did draw this crazy bird spine too. This is like the close-up one, but so it's probably going to be cropped like here in the frame, if not lower. But I was trying to draw some bird vertebrae, and they are like really crazy shapes. So once again, not fully accurate, but yeah, and those are like different pieces. I got kind of ambitious and like drew the vertebrae on a different layer so I can have them kind of like do a little movement. All right. Keep getting distracted. Gonna draw kind of a rough landscape. So I'll go background. Bird of Ray. That's good. That is good. I'll give it to you. Thinking like kind of a red, sort of like Arizona looking desert could be cool. I feel like that would be different from something I've done already. See, I'm trying to think. Hello, Jess. Thanks for joining. Doing some quick landscape work. Then we're gonna go into After Effects. This is the before effects. No, changed my mind. Don't like the desert. I'm gonna go swamp. You know, was gonna do that. Maybe I will. I don't know. I'm indecisive right now. This is mostly just a test. I'm not gonna actually paint a full landscape. I'm just gonna try to like get all the pieces in the right spot for animation and see if it works as like a test. All right, I'll try the desert thing. It'll be a challenge to make it look interesting. Otherwise, it's just a wasteland, which I think is cool. Okay, so we'll just call this I want it to be like small scale looking, because I'm actually not going to really show the floor that much. I'll use like Dune as my inspiration. Dune trailer hype. So, sure. Let's I'll just do like a background. This will be the midground. Ooh, yeah. I actually go back and watch some of the older Mad Max series. I pretty much just got into Fury Road when it came out, which was a good movie. But I have not really spent much time on the classics. Hello, Y Black 6053. How's it going? Thanks for watching. We're busting out a quick backdrop for animated scene that we're gonna kind of block in here pretty soon. So we'll call this midground. We'll go background. It's gonna be just kind of typically, I forget where I heard it, but obviously depends on what you're going for, but I just try to think of like atmospheric perspective. Stuff gets a little kind of lighter as it goes in the distance. Usually kind of starts tinting kind of towards whatever your sky color would be. So you know what, I do have, so I changed my hard drive out recently, and I had to relink all my scenes in my broadcasting software, so I was like, yeah, I can't find my original MP3 that I had going, and so I was like, here's something I have just on my desktop called ambient forest noises. I was like, yeah, I'll just play that, and maybe that will cover up the white noise that seems to always happen with my mic next to my jet engine of a computer. Oh, that's pretty cool. That is it's interesting, Christopher. It sounds cool. I never thought of like trying to like pair different tracks together to get effects like that. Oh boy. This color scheme's not working. This is what I get for straying out of my comfort zone. Quick foreground. Do Just gonna do some foreground dunes that probably only gonna be in the shot for like 2 seconds, if that. Dune. It's a bold choice. Purple and orange. Not a commonly great color scheme, I would say, but I'm gonna try it. I'm on that Halloween tip, so. Alright, so let's just gonna duplicate it and flip it. This might actually work as like a color scheme. I'm just thinking of like sunset, sherbert. Alright, cool. It's my rough landscape that I certainly refine. I'll see if the landscape is like in the background when I do this. I mean, there's going to be obviously some kind of background, but it might just be like clouds. Depending on where they end up, I'll have to do some kind of like Scooby-Doo, Hanna-Barbera situation where the background is like a seamless loop, so it can just kind of scroll continuously as this arena is kind of like walking through this landscape. So that'll be fun. But all right, so I'm gonna turn my layers on. Make sure I got all my assets here. And all right, let's save this. And then I will open up After Effects. Yeah, I was ignoring everyone for a second. I'm sorry. I was in the zone. Did I hydrate? Let me take a look. Let me take a look. I don't know what I'm talking about. I have a meter here. This is how much I know. If I've had enough. I know, I'm out of Polar. Just regular old water for me today. Alright, I'm glad I was spammed for hydrating. I actually am realizing how thirsty I am. Alright. It's a lot, but I probably need it. I'm not going to drink all of it. What if I just like held the mic up like right next to my mouth? Did like horrible ASMR. I did it all. It's beautiful. Whew. Okay. Quenched. I feel like my body just immediately absorbed that. Like I was super dried out from like coffee. All right. Okay. I'm eager to get into animating, but I really quick want to add just a tiny bit of shading to this. I'm gonna do it very fast. Oh yeah. Big time. It's a vicious cycle. I kind of drink like weird like energy drinks. This one is like natural It's made in Portland, but well, it might not be made in Portland, but it's a Portland company. It has a lot of vitamins in it, and it only has like 15 grams of sugar. It's nice. I feel like it kind of hydrates me. It has lots of electrolytes, so I get away with that. I also had coffee today and this, so it's bad. Too much caffeine, for sure. I really need to pick up a book on lighting and shadows because I want to know when I'm choosing my colors for what color the shadows are. I always just guess. I know I've said it before, there's like something about it's kind of like complementary colors, like shadows are always the complementary color of like whatever the light source is, but I think there is like a nuance to how you have to apply it. You can't just like, I can't just like drop purple shadows on this since it's a kind of yellow lighting. Okay, I'm gonna go back and redo all this, but I just wanted like a little bit of volume on this before I brought it in. Okay. Save. Close Photoshop. Open After Effects. Yeah, that would be cool. I should have paid attention more to that. Francesco dude, I forget. He was working in like a lot of crazy stuff though. He had like, he was talking about like those like compositing softwares and stuff, and I was just like, I can't. Oh, it's a nice hotkey. /. Yeah, his stuff was really cool. I forget his last name, but I remember that his like art to this day is very memorable. Yeah, I know. I need to like. I know there's kind of like a book that people post about quite a bit. That's like pretty classic. I think it's called just like lighting for realism or something. Obviously, you kind of like take that info and then like, you know, adapt it to your style. But yeah, I think if I wanted to up my illustration and painting game, I feel like that would be a good place. Yeah, it's true. I should have just used this as a reference. I know I am like the guy who just uses the default background for my computer, but I have never felt the need to change it. I actually really like just like the harsh lines. It's a cool image. Okay. After Effects. Alright, so I've been creating all these in this one After Effects file. Which is nice because I have all the assets in one place, so I can, excuse me, that water, man. So I can like drag the illustrations from different compositions over into other ones. I don't have to like re-import everything, but I did like, you have to get pretty organized. So I have all my like compositions, my illustrations, animations, like everything kind of in different folders with whatever like video it's supposed to go with. So it can be done. But yeah, this in turn becomes a huge file. So here's Golem versus Lizard. Go ahead and make a folder for that. Yeah. Yeah, it's silly, especially when you're like you have to get super granular with your layers, like every point of articulation on a character needs its own layer, so you're just like my one character has 20 layers and that is just one piece of a larger animation that's like 100 layers, and there's like sub nested comps within that. So yeah, you have to get organized, or else you'll never be able to like untangle the mess that you've made. Where am I? Just showing my file browser to everyone. Not that I have anything going on in there, but it's just I don't want to show how unorganized I am as I'm talking about organization. All right. All right, we'll show this. This is my Photoshop file. Just want to make sure you go import as composition, retain layer sizes. It's a very crucial thing to check down here. If you click footage here, it will just come in as a flattened JPEG in essence. Yeah. Let's import that. cool. It made its own comp. This one is the dimensions of my Photoshop file, which I don't really want, so I'm actually just gonna kind of copy all these layers over and paste it into my square composition, which is all of these have been square 1080 by 1080, so we're just gonna keep it that way. All right. I will attempt. I'm gonna try the 3D thing. So I toggled on all of these little boxes here. So it looks like a cube. Makes the layers 3D, and I'm just gonna be using kind of the camera today, so that will help. Help as in, if you want to use a camera, you just it only affects 3D layers. So, all right. So I'm gonna make a new camera. Yeah, Illustrator to After Effects is nice. I mean, you do have to do the same thing where everything that you want to move independently has to be on its own layer. And I mean, you can't even you can't have shapes within a layer and expect to be able to animate those separately. You have to make everything actual layers. But yeah, the nice thing about working Illustrator to After Effects is you can make it so that those vectors you can then animate. It's nice. I like it. I'm going for more of this digital painting style, so I'm not messing with any of that, but it is good. All right, there. No worries. Enjoy your meeting. Thanks for hanging out. Just gonna get all this stuff scaled up and in the right spot. Usually, so like I'm gonna set these layers up in After Effects' Z space. And I think the best way to do it is like increments of about like 500 pixels or 1,000 pixels apart. So I'm just going to like the position and I'm sending things kind of backwards. I like to keep all my I like to keep my characters and the stuff that I'm going to be like spending time actually kind of animating. I like to keep those at like the 0 position so that I don't have to like worry about those getting sort of messed with from the camera. But as far as like foreground elements and the things behind what I'm animating, I like to kind of push those back, bring things forward. And that way when you move around the virtual camera, you get that kind of parallax effect. So, bring this dune to like -500. What am I ignoring? Posture check? Oh, yeah. It's hard. It's too hard. Right. Going to construct this chicken. So I'm just gonna, it's hard to see, it's very tiny down here, but I'm using the pick whip. It's a little like spiral looking thing, and I'm just kind of linking the pieces together. So right now the leg, like this shin is linked to the leg. Oops. What happened? Okay. And then like the foot is going to link to the shin so that everything kind of follows the other piece how it's supposed to. Spine is going to get connected to the rib cage. The wing gets connected to the rib cage. And yeah, so now if I move around, oh, I forgot. Let's get the leg in the right place. Lovely. Also, if it ever feels like I'm ignoring people, it's I'm not ignoring. I'm reinforcing certain behaviors, and yeah, that's all. I'm reinforcing certain behaviors. And I'm not engaging with others. I know I'm still thirsty. All right, so we got a little parallax going on. I think the dunes actually need to come a little more forward. Let's go minus 1,000, maybe more, minus 2,000. Alright, so I'll have to, like, when I'm back in my Photoshop file, since the bottom of the dunes are cut off here, so, because I want kind of a dramatic effect where the camera zooms in, and then just to show that kind of scale and, like, scope of what's going on, you know, I want the camera to basically clear these dunes and then have this revealed and walking phoenix, maybe. Then yeah, let's see. I now have to make this thing walk. So trying to pre-compose this. So pardon if there's some white noise. There's sounds like some vacuuming going on in my neighbor's apartment. We'll see how goofy this looks. But, you know, we're too far in, so let's connect that to the spine. And I'm gonna do like a little adjustment layer really quick. Just so it matches the color a little bit more. I mean, this is still just the kind of test run, but it'll bother me otherwise. Okay. So we'll go ahead and just start this scene animating the camera. So all right, let's do. So yeah, this will be an interesting walk cycle, but let's go ahead and start with the chest. So I'm going to kind of animate like just the body sort of like moving like this, and then I'll just animate the legs to try to like match and catch up with it. Let's start it back here. I'm gonna do like every 2 seconds it takes another step. It might be too slow, but we'll find out. All right, so now to add the little little verticality in the step, going to go in. Let me actually label this a different color so I can see it better. To get kind of like way in here and find these little Bezier. Oops. These little like Bezier handles, and you can manipulate those so it kind of moves in a certain curvature. Let's see what that looks like first. Why does it keep messing with my... Okay. Working holistically here. It's gonna look like some moving, like PowerPoint level animation, but and then I think it needs to zoom in to the head actually, so let's delete that keyframe. Because I mean, as much as I love this walking animation here, I don't want to spend too much time on it, so I'm basically going to go here, and then like a cloud is going to kind of pass in front of the camera, and then we're going to kind of cut to closer in so that I can fake my way into not having to zoom in all the way to that, because it's going to get pixelated if I keep zooming in. So thanks, Christopher. But yeah, this is that on auto Bezier? What's going on there? I guess it works. Yeah, let me try this one more time. I preview things like too much, but zooms in, and then cloud passes in front, and then we're at the arena. So yeah, I think it's working. Let's add like one more step, I think. Probably don't need to, but thanks, Jess Collins, too. I'm trying to get a little more crazy with it. It's definitely a bit of a, you know, it's different than the others. It's taking some risks for sure. Thanks, Todd. Yeah, I'm pretty stoked. It's gonna take a little extra leg work, but I think it's gonna be fun in the end. So, all right. Speaking of leg work, need to animate these legs. I'm gonna hide the dunes for a second just so I can see what's up. I'm gonna go ahead and duplicate. Oh, what happened? All right. Alright, so now we have two pairs of legs, or one pair of legs, rather. What's going on here? There it is. Okay. I was like, where's my other leg? Lovely. Let's see if my computer can handle half resolution. Not to show what I'm doing here, but it's hard because I want to actually like do most of the work down in here, but I also want this to like look nice for you guys to look at. So I'm gonna try to compromise here. All right. I'm gonna go in broad strokes here. I might not even have to really mess with rotation that much. Let's see here. I'm just going to try to animate position for this. So as it walks, this, oops, keep pressing the wrong button. This leg is going to go like so. Oh man. Sometimes I wish After Effects would have a little easier ways to manipulate like shapes and like the Bezier paths and the points. What happens if I solo this? Because right now my Bezier path is right on the x-axis. Okay, well, I got it. It's just like very hard to grab. This is pretty funny. Alright, we have one leg starting to look like it's walking. Okay, so now, since I actually did this, I think I'm going to be able to pre-compose this leg walking. I'm going to add a little more subtlety to the other parts are going to rotate a little bit. But I should be able to just animate one leg and then copy that animation and paste it over pretty much to the other leg, and it should work out decently well. So that should be very easy to do. That chugging that giant Nalgene of water did have its consequences, so I'm going to take a quick break. I will be back very shortly, and hopefully get further along in this. And now that I'm kind of breaking the ice on the animation, I'm excited to see where it goes, so hang tight. Be back in 2 seconds. Where'd my Wacom pen go? It's in my back pocket, sitting on it. Okay. So let's add a little rotation. I'm just going to go ahead and turn this other leg off because I think it's going to be distracting. So, how does leg work? Okay. So I'm just adding some like kind of subtle rotation keyframes. It's not the most convincing of like walk cycles in the world, but I think just adding a little bit of movement is just going to help. So it's not so stiff. I'm just going to do the foot rotating really quick. And then we should be able to kind of copy and paste this over to the other side. Okay. Now I'm going to do the loop expression on these different parts. Then I'm going to pre-compose this as chicken. I mean, I don't really want it to be a chicken. It's cooler than that. It's whatever. Just call it chicken. Chicken leg pre-comp. I know, I wanted it to be a little cooler than a chicken, but it does just kind of look like a chicken, so it's like maybe an ostrich. So we can add the second leg here. I'm just going to put this one behind and then I need to offset it, I think, by 2 seconds. No. Looks good enough for me. There's something weird going on with the foot. There's like a little jitter that happens, but maybe that's like the impact. Maybe if I just add little like plumes of smoke, you know. Boom. Turn the dunes back on. All right. Yeah, totally. And I think, yeah, adding some like dust could, I mean, I could probably, let me grab one right now. Because I had lots of splashes from my previous animation. So let's go in here and grab some splashes. Yeah, totally. Yeah, it'll kind of help with the scale, I think. Make it look like it's giant. Let me recolor this one so it's a little more dusty looking. Okay, so copy that and paste it onto the other ones, and then yeah, we just have to kind of position these. So turn the dunes off one more time. It's actually all right. Good. Okay, something. We'll might need a little refinement there, but some dust. The other thing is the head is gonna be, I think the spine needs to kind of move a little, like as he lands, the head will kind of like follow with the impact of each step. So that will also add some life to it. Can also add a little, but yeah, first I'll tweak all that, but let me try out this idea I had with like boom, 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 and then this is going to be a little tricky to wrap my head around. Maybe not. Let's see. Let's just try it. So I'm actually going to bring in some clouds from my other composition. go ahead and save this. So let's grab these clouds. So we'll have some clouds kind of in the background. Just gonna animate these clouds kind of like passing through. There's some wind going on. So I do pretty much want this cloud to just take up the entire shot. Oops. once it clears the chicken, then we will be zoomed in to where the actual battle will take place. It's true. It's what's on the line right now. So let's see. So it'll be like this, and then I guess this thing will be not here anymore. To battle. Have I hit save lately? Kind of. I know, I'm trying to think what this battle's gonna look like. The rock golem. Last time, I feel like I want to give the lizard something a little more exciting, because last time it just had this little like pistol and it was just like pew pew and it would like shoot stuff. It's kind of lame. So I don't know, maybe I'll give him some kind of melee weapon or something else. Get off my back, Nightbot. You're a nag. Lost focus. What I was trying to do. I was trying to organize my life here. Okay. There's the weird bird spine. Let's go. Christopher's here to make me hydrate. And Nightbot. I did it. Why Why is it doing that? Oh, I know why. So I didn't turn 3D layers on in my spine. Thank you. Yeah, it's slowly but surely coming together here. All right, so let's see what the rough looks like. I'll zoom in a little. We're worth it. And then dun dun dun. It's gonna need a little refinement in many areas, but this was like the main thing I just wanted to test out, was if I could get away with like this kind of cut, and if it once the skull is like moving a little, I think it'll look fine. And it's a little slow right now. I think the camera needs to move a tiny bit faster. Maybe not. This part is a little slow. I just think that transition should probably happen a little faster. And we have the technology. We can do it. And what did I just do? Okay. And that's the coolest way I've ever seen my name presented. Thank you, Jess. I guess just have this kind of extend this way a little more. And then we'll have some clouds. Gotta have some clouds. There's gonna be, oof. All right. Let's watch this one more time. And then it will zoom in a little more. And that is where the fight will happen. I think this one is a good balance of like what I was trying to do with the environmental stuff, because in the previous video I was doing, I had like those big creatures come out of the ocean, and I didn't spend a ton of time on it, but it was something that like was going on for the majority of the video, and so like it just kind of added a lot of work. This one, it's sort of implying this like bigger creature going on, but then it's just going to take place inside of it, so I really only have to like mess with this first like 5 seconds, and then it's just going to be kind of a static arena for them to fight in. So I think it'll be fun. Yeah, glad we were able to get to a spot in After Effects, one step closer towards the finish line. Thanks everyone for hanging out. Probably going to sign off here now. I think my After Effects endurance, cap out at about a couple hours here, and then I have to take a little more substantial break. So yeah, thanks everyone for tuning in. We have some stuff in the pipeline. We got Cintiq Showdown next week. That'll be fun. If you want to see some goofs, some people draw some really wacky prompts and kind of like go head to head and compete with each other, it's a good time. And then we have the Daryl Abney doing some ZBrush sculpting on the 10th of October. And so that's going to be really cool. 10th and the 24th, yeah. So if you're interested in 3D sculpting, check that out. It's going to be cool. All right. Fun stuff. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Had a great time. Happy Friday. We'll catch you next time. Thank you, Jess. Thanks, everybody. Yeah, have a great weekend and stay safe.